Hi, in this video, we're going to do another example using for loop. All right, so hopefully if the sum example makes sense, here is another coding exercise for you. It's slightly more complicated. So this is a story that I heard when I was a kid. I forgot the exact origin of the story and I don't remember the detail, but um, this is pretty close to what I remember uh, what I heard as a kid. So, okay, so there's a wise man and there's a greedy man. And the wise man said to the greedy man, okay, I'll give you $1,000 every day for the next 30 days. Now, in exchange for that, on the first day, you give me a buck. Second day, you give me $2. The third day, you give me $4. So, and basically, you just double every day you give me double the amount of the previous day for 30 days. So the greedy man looked at the numbers in the first few days. I mean, first day is just a buck, second day is $2, 3 days, $4. It's gonna take a long time to get to $1,000. So I'm gonna make a ton of money off this other guy. So he said, "Great, I will do that." So he agreed to do that. So your job for this exercise is to write a little loop that simulates this situation here. So write a loop that calculates the total payment from the wise man to the greedy man, and also the total payment from the greedy man to the wise man. And then figure out who actually comes out on top, who's making a profit of the other person. Okay, so take a bit of time and try to write the code that will calculate these two numbers. All right, so assuming that you have written the code to do that, and I will show you my version of it. It's slightly longer than what we've done previously. So let me see if I can show this. Ooh, E is very long, but okay. So a few things to know because this is actually a more complicated program, and there are quite a few pieces of information in this program. So I would actually use a few variables that keep these information uh, kind of you know assign names to these information so that it's clear what's what. So for the $1,000, I call it the wise man's daily payment to the um, to the greedy man, and then obviously the greedy man's daily payment, and the greedy man's daily payment it starts at 1, but it's going to change. And then there's the two variables for total payment for the wise man and the greedy man. Now, next thing we do is because they're going to do this for 30 days, I'm going to say, for range up to 30 days, uh, we're going to do this 30 times. So what happens to the wise man's total? Well, that wise man's total is incremented by the daily payment every day, right? So that's what I do here. Just increment the wise man's total payment. Now the same thing for the greedy man's total payment, that it's incremented by his daily payment, right? That's the same. Um, the interesting little twist here is the greedy man's daily payment doubles every day. So this is a shorthand for, I kind of jumped the gun here. This is just a shorthand for that number itself multiplied by 2. So that's why I write it that way. So this number doubles every time around the loop. So, and I'm doubling it here as to prepare for the next day's daily payment. And then after we do this 30 times, I'm going to calculate the difference and I'm going to print it out. So if you actually run this, and when I run this, so the wise man's total, I mean, it should be obvious to what it is. It's $1,000 every day for 30 days, so that's 30,000. The greedy man's total is, this is a pretty darn big number. It's $1 billion. So the wise man is making a ton of profit of the greedy man. Okay, and hopefully you kind of get the same result. And let me make sure I've said everything that I want to say. Yes, it's important that this line of code, excuse me, we accumulate the daily payment to the total payment before we double the greedy man's daily payment. Okay, if you switch the order of these two lines, the result is not going to be exactly right, because the very first daily payment you're going to be accumulating to the total payment will be 2 instead of 1. Okay, so you have to do this first. Okay, so hopefully you get the same result as I did. Now, if you did not, or for whatever or you see that you probably have make some other mistakes, such as the greedy man actually make more money than the wise man, then you're wondering, so okay, what happened? Now, that's assuming you did do the manual testing. Well, that you actually test your code, right? Which is very, very important, as I've been trying to stress in our assignment and in our lectures. It's very, very important that you do testing. So let's say you do your testing and you find out something doesn't work and you have no idea why. How do you debug it? How do you try to figure out what's wrong and try to fix it? Well, so one of the very, very common technique for debugging is to make your program tell you what it's doing. And how do we do that? Well, we put in print statements. What do we want to print? We want to print out something that is relevant and something that is descriptive to tell us what happened at each step of the way, or in places that we suspect might have gone wrong. So what I print out here, the example I'm giving here, let me uncomment this, is that, excuse me, we're doing this payment, we're accumulating payment, 30 times, right? So who knows, maybe something goes wrong in one of these days. So it would be useful to print out the total payment for every single day. So this is what I did here. After I updated the wise man's total payment, I print out the total payment and on which day. So those two are useful information to me, right? And the same thing, well, so the interesting about the greedy man's payment is the daily payment actually changes, right? So who knows? Maybe we didn't update the daily payment properly before we added to the total payment. So that's why I also print out the greedy man's daily payment before I add it to the total payment. And again, the date number I is going to be very useful in this case. And then after I accumulate the total payment, I also print it out just so that I can, by hand verify that it's actually correct. So this piece of code, I believe it works correctly. I've kind of we can verify it together. So on day 0, which is the first day, wise man's total payment is $1,000. The greedy man's daily payment is 1, right? And then the total payment after the first day is 1, right? We started that. And on the second day, the wise man's total payment is $2,000. It's two $1,000 payment. The daily payment is 2, which is double what it was the day before. And then the total so far is 2 plus 1, which is 3. So we're good so far. And you can continue with this on day 2. Wise man's total is 3,000 because it's been 3 days. The greedy man's daily payment is 4, which is double of 2, and the total is 1 plus 2 plus 4, which is 7. So you can keep going like this. I know sometimes it might take a while before you see what's wrong, if there's anything wrong. But this is the way to help you debug your program if something doesn't do what you expect it to do. And I suspect this technique is going to come very handy in your assignment for this week. So, all right, so I think that's the end for this video.